Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right, I want to talk about Donald Trump, or all people, really. All people. Trolls on YouTube, not just in my comments, but on all comments. And people similar to Donald Trump that really talk more about other people's bad ratings or other people's intelligence and how he is the best. I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about something I've learned over my 54 years. I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to bare my soul. All right. Back when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was drinking. I was a different person. And I'm going to tell you guys this. I never struck a woman in my life, never laid a finger on a woman. But I was insecure at times, a lot of times. And I used to think this, I never told people this, but I used to think that I had this ability to look into somebody and say, if I really wanted to, I could tear somebody apart. I could find their weak point with words and just say the meanest, most insulting thing to them. You know, I felt like I had like a razor, like I could just assassinate somebody. And this would only usually come up if I felt hurt in a relationship. Like I could see a weak point in a girl and I could say the meanest things. And I thought this was a secret weapon, a hidden asset if somebody hurt me. I've had many girlfriends over my life. This one girl that I'll never forget what she said to me. She had a lot of bad relationships before me, where she was hit and beaten. And I always thought I was a good guy. You know, I was going to treat her good and everything. But I was still very insecure. And people got in my ear and would tell me she was doing this or that. And there were times when I would say the worst things to her. And one time, after I think we had broken up, and we were friends and we were talking, and she said, "Daryl, you know what?" She says, I've been beaten and hit, punched, but what you did to me with words was so much worse. She said, "I would have rather been punched in the face than the stuff you said to me." It makes me shake right now. I've talked about this in counseling. This is something that just tore me apart when I heard her say that. And I knew she was telling me the truth. It changed me. Let me go on to say, as I got older, I never forgot that, but I thought more about when you're young, you don't understand psychology as much as you get older. Now, if somebody were to say stuff to me, as you get older, you start to understand why people say things. Now that this girl's older, we're not in contact, but I'd imagine that she sees me. She might even feel sorry for me now. I don't know if she does. Because what I said to her showed a lot about who I was. Let me get to this. This is something I see now. Like when I get comments in the comment section, when you see rude, vicious comments in YouTube or Facebook or wherever. And these people that write these are still in that mindset that I had back when I was younger. You know, that I could come up with some mean stuff, man. You know, I could tear somebody down. I could destroy somebody with my words. And I see these people now on YouTube. And now that I've gotten older and wiser, I see it from a whole different point of view. With each word this person says, I don't see myself. I see the fears of the person writing it. And this, when you're younger, it never occurs to you because you haven't learned at that age. But now that I'm older, for instance, I got one comment back a while ago that said my art was terrible and all this stuff. Now, I have insecurities. Everybody has insecurities, but nobody really knows what they are. You people don't know my insecurities. If you guys knew my insecurities, you probably think they were ridiculous. You know, like why? Like, for instance, what if I thought, I'm too short? I'm ridiculously short. And I'm so insecure about my height. I'm 6'4". But maybe that's my insecurity. That's the kind of insecurities people have. They're not obvious things. This is what I learned. When somebody puts out a comment like that, and they think they can get into somebody's head, and I could find your weak points. But this is what I learned. They're using empathy. They're putting themselves into that person's positions. They're saying, if I were this person, this is what would hurt me. Now think about that sentence right there. If I was this person, this is what would hurt me. You're pretending to be somebody else, but the bottom line is you're still using what hurts you. You're showing your insecurities, And now I'll take this to Donald Trump. Just yesterday, this is just a for instance, because this is the last thing I heard from Trump. He called Trump a very stupid man. I mean, he called Biden a very stupid person or stupid man. And I thought back, he's brought up intelligence a lot. Always saying that he's smarter than everybody else. He's got stable genius. What's that, using what I just said, what's that tell you? Doesn't it tell you more about him? It's such a tell for a person's insecurities. That's why I don't do this anymore. I don't, I still make mistakes. I might say the wrong things. I comment just like you guys. I watch other videos, just like you guys watch my videos. And I comment just like you guys comment. And there's times I say things that I regret. But I'm a lot more careful now that I've learned this. When people put stuff in my comments, what I'm reading is those person's words, those person's insecurities. Those people, the people that are looking at me and they're saying, if I were Daryl, this is what would hurt me. But they're not me. And they can't be me. You guys see me here, and I tell you guys a lot, but you guys have no idea. I don't even have any idea of my real insecurities, And like I said, there are things that are probably ridiculous. They're not the obvious things like my art, looks, or, it's stuff that you would never even think of. So you watch Donald Trump. And this is so telling of him because everything he says about other people, about Biden ruining the economy, he's going to ruin the economy, his intelligence, how the whole country's going to go fall apart if Biden's incompetent. And if you really look at it, the stuff that he harps on, the stuff that people repeat over and over, it's in their mind. It's their insecurities. The more people talk, and the more people write, and when they get passionate, when they go right down into their gut, their defenses come down, and they're trying to think of the thing that would hurt somebody else, but they're using their own selves to do it. If I were this person, this is what would hurt me. You're not that person, and you can't be that person. Unless, maybe there's some people that do have some kind of telekinesis that could teleport or switch bodies with somebody. I don't know. But in general, you're imagining from a snap judgment what you think. If you were that person, what would hurt you? And it's very telling. And I've learned over the years not to do that. And the more you watch Donald Trump, I respect people more that talk about positive things. And this is something I've learned over the last couple of years. And it took me a long time to learn it. There was just a couple of years ago where I was still doing stuff like that, where I still would go on comments here just a couple of years ago and say stupid things that probably just bared my soul as to how weak I was. I think it's when you switch sides. Now that I'm on this side of the camera, and I see these comments coming in, I remember when I was writing the comments and what I was thinking, So I've been on both sides now. And now I'm receiving the comments. And I remembered being that person and what I was trying to do. I was trying to hurt them, to say the meanest things. And it's more telling about the person that's doing the writing, that's doing the trolling. And the Donald Trump's whole personality is very telling, because he concentrates on putting down other people, and he's bearing his soul with each sentence, with each tweet. He's saying more about himself than anybody else, because he's thinking about, if I were this person, what would hurt me the most? Bad ratings. I can't have bad ratings. I got to have people love me. So what would hurt this person? You know, they're running a magazine, they're running a news company. What would hurt them? Bad ratings. If I ran that company, that would kill me if I had bad ratings. You see what I'm saying? When you put people down, when you take a negative look at every other people, when you try to tear other people down more than speak positively, you're bearing your soul. You're just putting your weaknesses on display, really. And it's obvious, and not all people see this. I think it takes a long time. It took me 50 years to see this, and it took experience of being on this side of the camera and getting hundreds of comments to understand. You know, I remember what I was thinking when I wrote these exact comments that people are writing to me now. And then it all starts to make sense. You know, I used to think I had the sharpest tongue. I could tear people apart. And all it did was I would just show my insecurities to everybody. If I were that person, what would hurt me? All right. I hope you guys got it. Take care. I'll see you later.